This is our special broadcast in the lead up to the State of the Nation address, coming to you live from a sunny and windy Cape Town. The stage is set, as they say, as we now count down about 8 hours or so till President Cyril Ramaphosa takes to the podium, just a stone throw from where we're standing in this historic and iconic building, the Cape Town City Hall. Plenty to be discussed. There is issues to do with the economy, issues to do with jobs, and issues to do, in some instances, with housing. And that's why kicking us off this hour is the Human Settlements Minister Thembi Simelane with us here in Cape Town. Great to see you, Minister. Thanks very much indeed for making time. The National Development Plan is typically, if you like, the blueprint under which housing is provided to millions of people who are still waiting in some instances. Let me just get a sense from you as a representative of government of how well you reckon the department has done. And I asked this question keeping in mind that I know you just started a few weeks ago.
Well, thank you very much. In fact, the cue of the NDP comes from the Freedom Charter. How interesting. 1955-56 still become very prevalent. Let there be housing, security and comfort. So our task is to house the nation. And I think the past ministers, from Minister Sisulu, you will track still PNG breaking new ground. And we're planning around 200,000 in the coming 5 years, informed by the MTDP that Cabinet Lekgotla just dealt with last week. We're looking into the increment of about 13,000 social housing, particularly the rental stock. We're looking into the fixing of or rather enhancing the first homeowners financing grant that we give to families in the gap stream, to ensure that they are able to have convenience, be closer to town and to convenience, but also looking into ensuring that you as a consumer, with regard to the housing consumer bill that the President has just assented to, captures your rights if you choose to build individually, strengthening the NHBRC rules and regulations of ensuring that you are protected from the developer. The George building actually is one of the key bad examples. Fortunately, there were no lives lost in terms of the inhabitants. It was still at the building stage, but you will be knowing of many other such faults where even beneficiaries would have been injured, or even there will be fatalities. So it ensures that it takes care of that type of a stock to ensure that our people are housed safely.
Sure. In the George collapse, of course, we know that some of the workers lost their lives there, but I think I get what you mean, Minister. We've covered so many stories on the SABC News channel where people have built homes where, frankly, that shouldn't happen. Most recently, in Boysens in Johannesburg, many homes went up in flames. It's built near a railway line. It's such a common story in a country like ours, and one has to wonder what it'll take to finally getting around to affording those people places they can call home without compromising their lives.
We actually, with the city of Johannesburg on the ground, identified about 10 old buildings from brownfield to greenfields where we intend to house such type of people. Then Boysens' story is very sad. It's actually illegal occupation of land which belongs to Transnet. And it carries the message that our people need to at least follow the processes that council offers. But we have about 2,600 hectares that are already within the human settlement, and our intention is to put services into them, looking at an additional 1,000. Why do we do that? If you look and drive around cities, towns, even villages, people are building for themselves. The message they are sending is that give us land, give us services, we will make our own attempts to build. In fact, you get RDP being demolished now in most informal or formalized settlements, and people building desirely what they wanted. What is the benefit there is that they benefited land from government, they benefited services. And we're looking into all to create this overall basket so that you don't clap one people into the PNG program. It is easily now getting into densification. If you go to Langa here, where we were in 2 weeks ago, in terms of the densification program of building up high-rise, where are those people mostly coming from? They don't want RDPs because they come from the Eastern Cape. They apply there, they create a home, they come here because of the economic opportunities. So rather put them in a safe and a stable environment where over time, babuyele kayas lalin, go enjoy mikiti yabo December and come back and work here, and they are shack bands. So instead of looking into the replacement program that we have been having of rebuilding shacks. We're looking into temporary transitional mobile homes where we could be able to move them as we finish to rebuild people, so that we invest more on the money that we are taking out from the fiscus.
All right, Minister of Human Settlements, Thembi Simelane, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. We really do appreciate it. There you have it, the sentiments of the Human Settlements Minister, in a context, of course, where there are so many issues to be discussed about the stubborn housing backlog we've seen in the country.